What gave you the culture shock?
Let me think.
Can I think about that?
Yes, I'll give you all the moments.
I think it's really simple.
No eating in the streets.
Yeah, that as well.
I definitely like it here.
Rum. Culture shocks. This time we found some brand new culture shocks and some that I haven't even thought of. So let's go hit the streets of Tokyo and ask foreigners in Japan. Where are you from?
I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Is it your first time in Japan?
No, it's my second time
Second time. Why have you come back?
because my boyfriend's from here.
How did you meet?
He actually studied abroad, so I met him at the university that we were both at in America. So.
Ooh, and you're now doing Enkyo di Renai, long distance relationship?
Yes, unfortunately, I leave in 2 days.
How long have you seen each other for this time?
Over 2 years now. So yeah.
Oh my god, you're doing the hard long distance relationship right
Yeah.
now.
It's hard. It's hard. It's really hard.
How much longer do you have to do long distance? What are your future plans here?
Less than a year, man. Like less than a year, I'll be moving here. So yes, I'll be here by November.
Well, there you go. You got it all settled out.
Yeah.
You know it's not forever. You're 2 years and just a little bit more.
Exactly.
Oh, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you actually like about Japan then, apart from your boyfriend?
I love the safety. The safety is really what gets me compared to America. Like, I'm very afraid, even in the daytime, to walk around and just do what I need to do. But here, I have just no fear, really, at all. So it's really the safety that I love the most, I think.
When you were here in Japan, what has ever given you like a culture shock?
So I met his family in like a couple of weeks ago, his extended family, like his grandma and his grandpa. And they were just so open and kind. Like they gave me the traditional New Year's gift, you know, of money.
A little envelope with money.
Yeah, a little envelope of money. And I compared that to like my grandma and my grandpa at home. It's like that probably wouldn't have happened. You know, they would have been open, but it would not would have been that open. And that really shocked me. And this time as well, because I've heard a lot about the current feelings and thoughts about immigration and foreigners here in Tokyo. So it just made me feel really welcomed and warm. So yeah, that's what I appreciated.
They gave you the New Year's money gift. That is so sweet.
Yes, it really was. It really was.
Did you try some of the New Year's food and cultures?
Honestly, I think I did, but he didn't really explain it to me so much. So, but yes, I think I did. I think I did.
ちょっと日本の彼氏さん説明してください. Please explain. Tell me one thing that is very different in Japan where you were surprised.
There are a lot of things, you know.
I think for me, it's like they really follow all the rules, and it makes everything really organized. In Brazil, we kind of cross the street wherever we want, and we just like run to the other side. And here, they all go to the crossing, and they wait for the light to turn green, and it's something that it doesn't happen where we live.
What's your culture shock?
So coming from Australia, when we have like our traffic lights for pedestrians to cross, we have like a sound for like the people who are blind, and it like goes like tick, 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 tick. And it's like really interesting that like that doesn't happen here. So you actually have to like pay attention to the roads, like to know when to cross. And also like going off that, like everyone is like, no one jaywalks. It's so like everyone follows the rules here. It's so like interesting.
Ooh, I up you one. Did you notice that sometimes the sound is like beep bop, beep beep bop?
Yeah, it's and then there's like the birds as well. That's yeah.
That is actually for blind people.
Really, yeah.
What's a little bit different here is that one direction will have one sound and the other direction will have the other
Really?
sound, so blind people know which of the traffic lights is green.
That's really interesting.
Mine's also got to do with crossing, but it's that there's no buttons to click to cross the road, so that they automatically go like on timers and stuff like that. In Australia, it's always like a button to press. Always. Every single lights.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
So I've noticed there's a few that do have the button to click, but most of them are just you wait for the light to turn green to walk. But yeah, always a button in Australia.
Oh, is that like a energy saving thing, or is that just not that many people who walk around?
I'm actually not sure. I reckon maybe it could have to do with like the fewer people walking, but yeah, no, not sure.
Tell me anything that gave you the culture shock here in Japan while you were coming to Japan. Anything that surprised you?
I mean, the manners are really different. Like when everyone just stands on one side of the escalator and you let the other people walk past you, you don't cut in line, you don't push. Like people are actually waiting
Do you like that?
Depends. I mean, because we don't do it, so you kind of feel bad when you do it. I mean, I want to get to the place, and like you're just standing there. I get that he's slow. The one in front of you is kind of slow, but I'm not.
What gave you the culture shock?
I would say the silence in the metro. We definitely do not have that at home. I'm from Montreal, and people are listening to the music, talking on their phones, like on speaker, and it's really like here it's silence. It's great. It's wonderful.
You prefer the silence?
I absolutely do. Yeah.
People do something on their phone, like where they have some things on speaker?
Yeah, they talk to people on the speaker phone, and yeah, they just don't care.
Sounds like the trains are really loud.
Yeah, they're not as silent here, that's for sure. Like when I got back home, it's like really you see it right away. Like I was like, oh, so much noise.
You said something about the trains as well.
Everyone is very quiet and to themselves, and you kind of again you feel kind of bad, and you kind of feel like you stand out when you want to talk to on your phone or just see a video. So in here it's like, okay, I'm sitting here. Now what?
So you just have like to look at your phone, but you can't talk with your friends.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I think one of the biggest ones was anime conventions are so different. In the US, they're like a whole weekend and you book a hotel and they're at a hotel and everybody's drinking and partying. It's like a big party and everybody's staying up until like 2 a.m. And then conventions in Japan, everyone lines up very orderly and then you go in at 10 a.m. if you get early tickets and then you leave at like 4 and you just go home.
Yeah.
It's so much nicer. I got so sick of American conventions because they're so like loud and there's partying. Japanese conventions, the one thing that's a little inconvenient is you have to wear shorts under your skirt if you're cosplaying. And there are lots of rules on how much clothing you have to wear. So if you have short shorts, you almost can't cosplay.
There are tons and tons of rules about cosplays. You're also not allowed to go in cosplay to the convention.
Yeah, you have to change there and you have to buy a ticket to get into the changing room, which is a little bit like, oh, we got to make some extra money on the side.
And it also takes so much time to then line up one more time for the changing room to get then changed there. And then like later on you have to get changed out because you're also not allowed to go home and cosplay.
Yeah. And it's really inconvenient if you have a very fancy wig like I do for my Usagi cosplay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I went to CathyCat and I cosplayed Tsuki no Usagi.
I love her.
Yeah.
I need to see the picture later.
Oh yeah.
I've only been here a day, but I would say some stores have like the whistle that you can hear like to prevent loitering.
Oh.
So
you mean like at the a really high pitched tone?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
At the entrances of like stores, right?
Yeah. So I mean we don't have anything like that in the States, and when I first heard it, I was just a little confused.
Did you know what it was when you heard it first?
I think I seen something about it online, and then I noticed it until when I heard it. Yeah.
It's a really high-pitched tone that young people can hear and older people cannot hear.
It wasn't like annoying or anything. It's just right in the entrance, just different than the States.
Yeah, it's against young people loitering and against pigeons flying in. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about the pigeon part.
You said also something about driving is different in Japan.
The driving here more slow and relaxed than Israel.
So how much was like the speed limit? What is the speed that everyone should drive?
In Israel, usually like the most that you can drive is 120. And so people are here, they don't honk, they drive the speed limit, and it's kind of weird for us because here in Israel, like if you want to get to the place, you drive.
You drive fast. And you are not such a fast driver.
No, I drive slowly.
You drive slowly?
Yes.
And she's giving you a hard time for it?
I just got my driver lesson and I drive faster than her.
Any culture shock for you?
I think the biggest one for me was their utilization of space. Like how you can search a restaurant and it's going to be in this area, but maybe it's 3 stories down or 4 stories up. They use space so well, and maybe sometimes you'll be looking for this bigger shop or something and it's just this tiny little kiosk against the wall or something. So I think that's one of the biggest for me.
We bought a coffee and we couldn't find a bin. And we were like, oh my God, why is that?
Yes.
But on the other side, everything is so clean. You don't see any dirt in the street, so it makes sense.
Yeah. What was your culture shock?
I like the dogs when they take them.
Like the dog prannies?
Yes.
Yeah.
People treat their dog here as like children. It's very interesting.
It is interesting, yeah. Like sometimes there's like little prannies and you think they're pushing a baby, but it's actually
A dog.
yeah.
Wow.
Culture shock.
Yes.
Would you do that back home?
Maybe.
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 You said no.
No, because they won't let us have one. Look at her.
Grown-ups are saying no.
The only pets that we have are cats, and our mother doesn't let them in the house, into the house. So
Maybe a reverse culture shock. Things you expected to see in Japan, but you didn't actually see that.
The first year I came, I would say people, I mean, they're so like, everybody's well dressed. Everybody's absolutely well dressed, even though it's a lot of neutral colors, a lot. And you would think that like, well, especially in Harajuku, you would think that more people would dress like colorful fashion and stuff like that, but there's not that many. There's really not that many. And so I would think, yeah, that I'm definitely was surprised about. Yeah.
You expected more of this.
A bit more, yeah. I mean, I've seen a few people, but definitely more of that. I mean, I know fashion changes with the years, but yeah, no, it's very, very neutral, I would say.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit. It was a bit more colorful before, but we're bringing it back. This is what we're doing here.
Absolutely.
We're bringing it back.
Absolutely.
Recent culture shock I had, I'm a big fan of Fukubukuro lucky bags, and this year there weren't that many lucky bags. So I'm still searching for the perfect lucky bag for next year, and if you have any advice, let me know in the comments down below. But if you love Japan and you want to find out more what foreigners are thinking about Japan right now, click this video up here, and I hope to catch you soon on Ash Japanese. Bye!